Is it really possible to feel 30 years younger in just 3 minutes a day? If you're watching this, chances are you've had days when your body doesn't quite move the way it used to. Maybe your knees ache, your balance feels a little shaky, and everyday tasks like going upstairs or lifting a grocery bag seem heavier than they did a few years ago. You're not imagining it, and you're definitely not alone. But what if I told you that, even at 84, it's possible to feel like you're 50 again, just by tweaking a few small habits that take almost no time at all? In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple yet powerful daily practices that can truly turn back the clock on how your body feels. These aren't gimmicks, and you won't need fancy gadgets or complicated routines. Each tip takes just 3 minutes or less and has helped countless people just like you reclaim their energy, strength, and confidence. Now, let me be upfront, this isn't a miracle cure. But if you stay consistent and apply these 5 small changes, you might start noticing results you never thought were possible at your age. Maybe you wake up with less stiffness. Maybe you go for longer walks without needing a break. Or maybe, just maybe, you feel more in control of your body again, something that can start to slip away with the years. Because here's the truth, feeling youthful isn't about chasing after the past, it's about protecting your function, your vitality, and your joy for life moving forward. And the best part? You won't need a gym membership, expensive supplements, or a personal trainer to do it. You just need a little consistency and 3 minutes a day. So stay with me, because each one of these 5 steps builds on the last. And by the time we get to number 5, you might just realize that aging doesn't mean decline. It might even mean thriving in ways you never expected. Let's begin. Number 1, morning joint activation. One of the most common reasons older adults feel stiff in the morning isn't weak muscles, it's inactive joints. During sleep, your body lies still for hours, and the lubricating fluid in your joints, called synovial fluid, becomes thicker, like syrup on a cold day. That's why when you leap out of bed too quickly, your knees creak or your back protests. But the fix is simple. Just 3 minutes of gentle joint movement each morning can completely transform how you start your day. You don't need to roll out a yoga mat or break a sweat. Just sit on the edge of your bed and begin rotating your ankles 10 slow circles in each direction. Then move to your knees, hips, and slowly twist your torso side to side. Finish with a few deep shoulder rolls and soft neck turns. This tiny ritual helps warm up your joints, circulate fluid, and reduce the grinding, rusty feeling so many of us wake up with. But there's a hidden benefit too. These movements signal to your brain that it's time to turn on. For people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, this is critical. Your balance, reflexes, and even mood are all tied to how alert your nervous system is when you first wake up. I once met a man named Edward, 81 years old. Before starting this habit, he needed help just to get out of bed. 2 weeks in, he was cooking breakfast for his wife again. That's what 3 minutes of intention can do. Remember, the goal isn't to touch your toes, it's to feel solid on your feet and protect your independence. Every fall prevented is another year of freedom gained. So if you've been skipping morning movement because it seems too small to matter, think of it this way: your body is like a well-made machine. It doesn't break from use, it breaks from neglect. 3 minutes of motion each morning is like oil for your gears, it keeps everything moving. Number 2, deep breathing reset. What most people don't realize is that energy doesn't just come from food or sleep, it comes from oxygen. And how you breathe in the first few minutes after waking up can either fill your tank or leave you running on empty. Shallow breathing, which most of us fall into by default, sends stress signals to the body even if there's nothing stressful happening. That's why this next 3-minute habit is so powerful. Right after your joint routine, sit up with your feet flat on the floor, close your eyes, and rest your hands gently on your belly. Then take deep, slow breaths in through your nose, hold for a moment, and out through your mouth. Do this for just 3 minutes. These deep breaths do more than just relax you. They lower cortisol levels, regulate your heart rate, and help your nervous system transition from fight or flight to a calm, centered state. This can make a massive difference in how you handle your day emotionally, mentally, and physically. I remember Linda, 77, who used to wake up every morning with her heart pounding and a feeling of dread. She started this breathing ritual, and after 1 week, not only did her morning anxiety ease, but her sleep also improved. Her doctor ran every test imaginable, but everything came back normal. It wasn't her heart, it was anxiety. Once she began using this 3-minute breathing reset every morning, everything changed. She told me her mornings no longer felt like a battle to keep up, they felt like she was setting the tone. That's a powerful shift. The important thing here is not to overthink it. You don't need to follow a complicated pattern or force your breath. Just inhale gently through your nose, then exhale even slower through your mouth. Let the air leave like a slow sigh. What this gentle rhythm does is activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that tells you you're okay, you're safe, you're in control. And that matters more than ever as we age. Our systems become more reactive. A small worry, an unexpected phone call, even just sitting in silence too long, all of these can trigger stress responses and your body starts releasing adrenaline like there's a fire. But with this short breathing practice, you create just enough space between the trigger and your response. You teach your body not to overreact to every little thing. And that space? That's where your power lives. It's calm. It's control. It's choice. That's why this step matters so much, even if it sounds too easy. The truth is, the things that seem simple are often the most overlooked and the most effective. 3 minutes of focused breathing every morning can quietly reshape your whole day. You might not feel the shift right away, but stick with it. By day 5, your mornings might start to feel like a gentle rhythm instead of a rush. And over time, that rhythm becomes your foundation. If this is resonating with you, type the number 2 in the comments. I'd love to know you're still here. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the rest of the series. It's the small steps that create the big change. Now, let's move to number 3, leg activation routine. There's something almost magical about waking up your legs the right way. Too often, people go from bed to the kitchen without so much as a stretch, and they wonder why they feel unsteady or sluggish. But think about it, your legs are the base of your body. If they're tight, stiff, or underused, everything above them feels off. I've worked with so many older adults who think their balance or posture issues are just part of aging, when in reality, it often starts with how you treat your legs the moment you wake up. Let me tell you about Walter, a 64-year-old who used to describe his legs as cement blocks in the morning. He chalked it up to arthritis or old age. But when he began a simple 3-minute activation each day, just seated marches, toe lifts, and gentle calf raises holding the back of a chair, everything changed. Within a few weeks, his balance improved and he felt like his legs were working with him, not against him. The key? These movements are gentle, not aggressive. They're about connection and control. Focus on how your feet feel against the floor. Notice the muscles in your calves, the light squeeze of your thighs. It's about reminding your body, hey, I'm still here and I still need you. This kind of movement also gets your blood flowing, and that's the magic. Because blood flow means oxygen, nutrients, and energy. It keeps your joints healthy, your nerves firing properly, and your legs ready to carry you through the day. And for anyone dealing with swelling, numbness, or cold feet, this morning habit can really help. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. No gym needed, no fancy routines, no pressure. Just a few mindful minutes to reconnect your brain to your legs. Because strong legs aren't just about looking good, they're about independence. The ability to walk confidently, to rise from a chair without hesitation, to stay mobile and free. So if your legs haven't had their morning hello in a while, make tomorrow your day to start. Just 3 minutes. Every day. You'll be amazed at the strength waiting to be unlocked. Now, let's move on to number 4, the anti-inflammatory breakfast choice. One of the biggest hidden threats to our legs as we age is inflammation. And it doesn't always show up as sharp pain. Sometimes it's just stiffness, fatigue, or that heavy, dragging feeling in your steps. And guess where it often begins? Not in your knees or your hips, but on your plate. Especially with breakfast. What you eat in the morning sets the tone for your whole system. If your breakfast includes sugary cereals, processed white bread, or oils you can't pronounce, you're priming your body for a slow, achy day. But the good news? Even one simple swap can start reversing that. That's where wild blueberries come in. These tiny berries are packed with powerful antioxidants that actively calm inflammation. They work at the cellular level, especially in the joints and muscles that take the most daily wear. I once worked with Elaine, a 77-year-old who still walked every morning, but by evening her knees were always swollen. She figured it was just part of aging. But when we looked at her breakfast, sweetened yogurt, white toast, it became clear. We made a simple change. She swapped it for oats, wild blueberries, walnuts, and cinnamon. Within a few weeks, she was walking farther and the pain in her knees was significantly less. It wasn't magic, it was a response to what her body was finally getting, the fuel it needed. And here's the best part, you don't need to buy anything fancy. Frozen wild blueberries are in most grocery stores. Just add them to your oats, your smoothies, or even on top of plain yogurt. When you choose foods that support your body rather than fight against it, you give yourself strength. Not just physically, but mentally too. Because nothing builds confidence like feeling good in your own body again. And it's not just blueberries. Other powerful breakfast boosters include turmeric, chia seeds, and dark leafy greens, all easy to add in under a minute. Some folks toss them into a smoothie, others mix them into a warm bowl of oats or eggs. The exact method doesn't matter nearly as much as the habit, because over time, these small daily choices become the solid foundation for stronger, more flexible, and more dependable legs. If you're still with me and finding these tips helpful, drop a number 4 in the comments so I know you're here. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. That way, you won't miss out on the next set of insights that could make all the difference in your daily life. Your support keeps this content going and helps us reach more people with simple, practical tools for aging well. Now let's talk about number 5, omega-rich cold water fish. There's something incredible about how nature gives us exactly what we need if we're paying attention. And when it comes to strong, stable legs, the ocean has one of the best-kept secrets: cold water fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These aren't just tasty meals, they're medicine. Omega-3 fatty acids in these fish help reduce inflammation and improve blood flow, especially to the lower body. And that matters more than people realize. Many older adults feel that heaviness or fatigue in their legs, not because they've lost strength, but because of poor circulation. The legs are the furthest point from the heart, so they're the first to feel it when blood flow isn't optimal. Omega-3s help open up those blood vessels, reduce stiffness, and allow more oxygen and nutrients to reach your muscles and joints. I remember Walter, 82 years old, who told me every staircase felt like climbing with sandbags tied to his ankles. He wasn't out of shape. His doctor said his circulation was slowing down. Walter started eating salmon twice a week, grilled lightly with vegetables on the side. And you know what? After 2 months, he said something that stuck with me: my legs don't argue with me anymore. They cooperate. It wasn't just the fish. It was what those omega-3s were doing behind the scenes, calming inflammation, boosting circulation, and helping his legs recover. If fish isn't your thing, don't worry. You can still get those benefits from high-quality omega-3 supplements. Algae oil is a great plant-based alternative. What matters is consistency and quality. Even budget-friendly options like canned sardines can work wonders when eaten regularly. And here's something to remember: it's not just about what you add to your diet, it's also about what you remove. Walter cut back on processed meats and heavy red meats that thicken the blood and slow circulation. That combination, adding the good and dialing back the harmful, created real change. Final thoughts. So, what stood out to you the most today? Was it how beets can boost blood flow? Or the power of chia seeds for joint support? Maybe it was discovering how turmeric quietly fights inflammation behind the scenes. Whatever it was, I hope you take away this: small, consistent steps lead to big results, even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond. You don't need a complete lifestyle overhaul. No need for expensive supplements or elaborate routines. Just a few mindful minutes a day and the right foods can help your legs feel stronger, lighter, and more dependable. Because this isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring your body and giving it what it needs to keep moving freely, confidently, with dignity. When your legs feel good, everything changes. You're more likely to walk outside. You carry yourself taller. You move without hesitation. And that freedom? That's not just physical, it's emotional too. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing from today's video, just one, and start using it. Add it to your routine. Stick with it. Then watch what happens in the next few weeks. Don't just take my word for it, feel the difference for yourself. And when you do, come back and let us know. Leave a comment below, share one thing that clicked with you today and how you plan to use it in your life. We read every comment and your stories truly inspire us. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it too. Your support makes all the difference. Thanks so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.